record.
Namo Loe Sauriyantam, Namo Loe Sauridanam, Namo Loe Saurayam, Namo Loe Saujayam, Namo Loe Sautrivavati Savanam, Omkara Mindu Sanyuktam Nityam Jayanti Yogina, Kamadam Okshadam Che Omkaraya Namo, Manganam Bhagavanayo, Manganam Uttamuni, Manganam Kunkundari Ujendra Mosu Manganam Namasamaristara. Swanubhutya Jathasthiti Swadhay Bhavaya Vibhava Nirusanidata.
Om Namo Loe Sarvatrikavarti Aryantanam. Om Namo Loe Sarvatrikavarti Siddhanam. Om Namo Loe Sarvatrikavarti Aryanam. Om Namo Loe Sarvatrikavarti Vajjanam. Om Namo Loe Sarvatrikavarti Savanam. Omkaram Bindu Sanyuktam Nityam Dhayanti Yoginam Kamadam Moksadam Cheva Omkaraya Namo Namah. Nama Samaysaraya Swanubhutya Chakasate Chitsabhavaya Bhavaya Sarva Bhavantarachide Ajnanatimirandanam Gnana Anjana Salakaya Chaksurun Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Nama Tirthankaro Jagatana Jayavanta Varto Omkaranada Jinano Jayavanta Varto Jinana Samo Sarana Sau Jayavanta Varto Ne Tirthachara Jagama Jayavanta Varto Namo Tirthanayakane Namo Omkaranadane Omkara Sankaryotene Namo Te Sri Kunda Kundane Aho Upakara Jinavarano Kundano Dvani Divyano Jina Kunda Dvani Apya Aho Te Guru Kanano Aho Te Bhagavati Matano Dhruva Achalane Anupamagati Pamela Sarve Siddhane Vandi Kaho Sutta Kevali Bhasita Asamaya Prabhrata Are Mu Eka Suddha Sada Arupi Jnana Darshanamaya Kare Kai Anyate Maharu Jari Paramana Matra Nati Are Jamanetra Temaj Jnana Nati Karaka Nati Vedaka Are Jane Jakaramo Dayan Hirajara Bandate Majamokshane Om Namah Siddhevyo Om Namah Siddhevyo Om Sri Suddhatmane Namaha. Jai Jinendra. Today is Wednesday, September 21st, 2016, and we are continuing our discussion in Samaysar. This is the prelude to the stanza 11 that we are doing. We are doing a partial point of view, Naya Chakra. We are going to go through Vyavaharanai and Nishchayanai, conventional point of view and absolute point of view. So here we are going through some definitions, and we already did 2 or 3 classes on that. We'll quickly recapitulate a few points and then keep going ahead. So share screen. Can you see the screen? Can you see the slides? Ankit?
No, not yet.
Not yet, okay.
Something changed.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to change it to make it.
Yeah, we're good now.
Now, do you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Well, we see your browser. We see your browser, not the slides.
We don't see the slides yet.
Okay. I have to come out from here and bring the slide real quick. Now, do you see it?
No.
No, not yet. Oh, I had to just share it. Stop share.
Yeah, now we can see it.
So, yeah, so far we have done definition for conventional point of view. Then we also did the pure synthetic point of view and impure synthetic point of view. And then we did literal standpoint of view and fictitious standpoint of view. We'll just recapitulate quickly all those definitions. Conventional point of view. Conventional point of view means the thing which is not true. It's just used conventionally. Practical point of view, conventional point of view. For example, this is my phone. If I say that the phone is matter and I am the conscious element, so how can this become me? How can I have ownership on this one? Just because it is not yours, so it is mine, that kind of practical approach, and that's why I say this cell phone belongs to me. But in fact, it does not. It just separates from other people, and so it's conventional point of view. This body is mine. Body is matter, and I'm the conscious element, and a conscious element has no relationship with the body except associative relationship. That body is there, soul is there, then they come together, it's called birth, and they get separated. That's called death. So these are the things we use conventionally. So that is conventional point of view. So for example, also one more thing, that if I say I have knowledge attribute, I have conduct attribute. Now, attributes like knowledge, conduct, faith, and supersensuous bliss, and all those attributes are inseparable with the soul substance. Now I'm saying I have knowledge attribute. So I put knowledge over here and I put myself over here. So in the indivisible pattern, I made divisions. I am a passionate person. I have inclination of attachment and aversion. So those kind of division when I make in the indivisible thing, for example, I'm an angry person. Now, me as a soul and anger is a thing. So I'm making soul and anger as two separate things to merge together. So these are the things that we use as a conventional point of view. So conventional point of view definition is, the real definition of conventional point of view is to have two separate substances to consider as one. This phone belongs to me. It means phone is separate, I am separate, but I put my ownership and made it as one. This is my body. When I say that body is separate, I am separate, I put my ownership on the body and made it as one. So two entirely separate substances to consider as one, and that is called conventional point of view. That's one definition. And second definition is when there is an indivisible substance to make division within. Soul has a knowledge and conduct and faith attribute, but they are infinite attributes. They are inseparable from the soul substance. So when they're inseparable, how will I know it? So Acharya Bhagwan makes division and says, okay, soul has a knowledge, and knowledge, there are 5 parts of knowledge are there. It's called Matignan, Sutagnan, Avdignan, Manapuragnan, Kevalgnan. Like that, he makes those 5 divisions. Then in Matignan, he said there are 336 subdivisions are there. Sutagnan, there are 12 divisions are there. So this kind of divisions to make in an indivisible thing is also called conventional point of view. So there are two things occurred in conventional point of view. One is two entirely separate substances to consider as one. That's a conventional point of view. Or indivisible substance and to make division within, that's another definition. Now, the first definition of conventional point of view, two separate substances to consider as one. They are not together, they are separate by their own nature. And still I'm considering them as one substance. My phone means phone and me are one right now. So they're entirely separate. I consider them as one, and that's why it is called asadbudnai. Asadbudnai means means it is not true. Now, let me just quickly go through something. I'm just okay. So it is called impure synthetic means asadbudnai. It is called impure synthetic means asadbud. There are two separate elements, and I consider them as a one. So it's an impure synthetic. Now, when I consider one indivisible soul substance and make division within, then it is called pure synthetic. Pure synthetic means it's a soul has a knowledge attribute, no doubt about it. Soul has a conduct attribute, no doubt about it. Soul has a faith attribute, but they are in the indivisible pattern, and I'm considering them with separation just for my understanding purpose. So they are called pure synthetic, sadbud. So now we know sadbud, vyavahar nahi means pure synthetic conventional point of view, means I have knowledge attribute, I have faith attribute, I have conduct attribute. Like those indivisible thing, I make division within. So it's a pure synthetic conventional point of view. This is my house, this is my car, this is my money, this is my kids, these are my kids, this is my wife, this is my body, these are my glasses, this is my shirt. So all those things, when they're separate entity, to consider them as a one, then it's called impure synthetic conventional point of view, means asadbud vyavaharne. So two divisions we made. Pure synthetic conventional point of view and impure synthetic conventional point of view, means sadbud vyavahar nahi, indivisible thing to make division within. Impure synthetic point of view, asadbud vyavahar nahi, two separate things to consider as one. So that is somewhat easy to understand. Now we are going to throw somewhat more, which we had done last time, and that was, this one will be done, upchar and anupchar. We had those two things came, upchar and anupchar. Upchar means metaphorical use, and anupchar means literal use. What is metaphorical use? What's a upchar means? To show the cause and effect between one substance with the other, one attribute with the other, one mode with the other, one substance with its attribute and modes as other substances. This is called metaphorical or symbolic or upchar. In other words, to say little bit, to make it a little bit easier to understand, this definition is kind of a literal definition, and to understand it kind of in our own mind, anything, two entities two entities, if they are not having close relationship, two entities having no close relationship, and that is called upchar. For example, this is my pen. Pen is separate from me. Me as a soul is separate. Those two are entirely separate elements. One is a conscious element, other is a matter element. So those are two separate elements. Because they are separate elements, they don't have close relationship. My pen can get lost tomorrow. My phone can get lost tomorrow. Or I go to temple and I leave my phone at home tomorrow. So they are separate, away from each other. That's why it's called upchar. Once again, upchar means to have two separate elements having two distinct presentation, two distinct way of acting. Pen is a matter, and me as a soul is a conscious element. These two are considered as one. That's called upchar, because they are away from each other, but still I put my ownership on them. That's called upchar. So to show the cause and effect, this is the cause and I'm the effect, or I'm the cause, this is the effect between two substances or two attributes, or or my substance with somebody else's substance, my attribute with somebody else's attribute, my mode with somebody, some other mode, and everything. They are called upchar, metaphorical, symbolic, conventional use. Now, next one comes is a so for example here, glass of water. Glass is separate, water is separate. They both have their own existence, but we just say glass of water. Glass is not made up of water. Glass is made up of glass. But association of water with the glass, and we accuse this one, and then we say glass of water. If I tell my child, my grandchild, go and get me a glass which is a metal glass and put the water in it, and so the water gets occupied into the glass, that metal glass, and you bring that metal glass having water inside, give it to me. If I give that long lecture, it just doesn't work. So to practical point of view, glass of water, I just say, and I understand what it means, child understands what it means, and our regular conventional day-to-day system keeps on going. Bottle of butter. Butter is made of glass, and butter is occupying within. So butter is occupying within the glass bottle, and now I just say bottle of butter. And so that's called upchar. That's called metaphorical use. In the absence of principal thing, presence of an object or instrumental cause is called conventional uses. For example, here, in bottle of butter, means butter is an instrumental cause present in the bottle. I want that butter, so I said bottle of butter. So this is called symbolic conventional use. So that's why it's called upchar. Then comes conventional point of view is known as metaphorical, symbolic, metaphoric, figurative, all kind of different names are there. Then comes anupchar. Anupchar word is not to have upchar. Remember in upchar, what did we say upchar? What did we say in the metaphorical uses? Two things which they don't have close association. So that absence of having close association means two substances having close association, two elements having close association is called anupchar. Means absence of fallacy, absence of antimony, absence of condition, absence of alien belonging, absence of attachment, possession is known as literal standpoint of view or anupchar. So two separate elements, they are extreme close to each other. For example, this is my body. If I say this is my body, what does it mean? It means body is a matter, me as a soul, soul and body occupy same space points. So they are extremely close to each other. And then I accuse and I say, this is my body. Well, I'm the soul, conscious element, matter is non-living matter body, and I put relationship to each other because they're extremely close to each other. So it's called anupchar. It's called literal standpoint of view. Anupchar, other definition also we can give, for example, that I have knowledge attribute. Now, knowledge attribute and soul, they have an inherent relationship. Knowledge cannot be there without soul. Soul cannot be there without knowledge. They are extremely close, inherent relationship. One cannot exist without the other. That kind of inherent relationship, that kind of close relationship. And that's why it's called literal standpoint of view also. One thing we should be clear in our mind, whenever we talk about partial point of view, they are always in relationship to something. They are always in relationship to something. They cannot be stand alone. If I say, I have knowledge attribute, means I is a soul substance, knowledge attribute, they both, and then I'm making the relationship. So relationship has to be established between two substances, two attributes, two modes, and a doer-did relationship. All those things, two separate things are to be there, two entities have to be there, and then we have to say this is one or something like that. So whenever we say any kind of conventional point of view, that means it is not right, it is conventionally used, but it's not absolutely right thing. So having said those things, we have come up to that thing last time. So this is quickly, we can just do the upchar anupchar definition. Upchar means to show cause and effect between one substance with other, one attribute with other, one mode with other, one substance with its attribute and mode as the other substance's attribute and modes. This is known as conventional uses, metaphorical, symbolic, upchar, glass of water, bottle of butter, etc. So this is called upchar, means metaphorical use. Anupchar, literal standpoint of view, means there is an absence of symbolic or absence of upcharik, or means absence of fallacy, absence of antimony, absence of condition, absence of alien belonging, absence of attachment, absence of possession. When we are talking literally these things, sometimes it just doesn't go into our mind, so we have to use examples, and that gives little better understanding. So here we are just going, we have done this one. So let me come to this. Okay, here we were last time. So Vyavaharne, conventional empirical point of view, can be divided into two: pure synthetic or impure synthetic. Impure synthetic means expressing unity of distinct entities. This is my pen, this is my cell phone. So that's expressing unity of distinct entity. This is my body, expressing unity with the distinct entity, asadbhut. And sadbhut means pure synthetic, means it shows difference between virtue and virtuous one. Sadbhut shows difference between virtue and virtuous one, means This soul substance has infinite attribute in the indivisible pattern. And now I'm taking knowledge out, faith attribute out, conduct attribute out, bliss attribute out, and I just say that I have a knowledge attribute, I have a bliss attribute, I have a conduct attribute, I have a faith attribute. So in the indivisible thing, I'm making division. So showing differences or divisions with a virtue means attribute, and virtuous means the substance. So between attribute and substance, with modes and substance, when it shows divisions, when actually there are no divisions exist, but to show division, that's called Sadbudh. Sadbudh means it is there. Knowledge attribute is there with me, but it is in the indivisible pattern. Only for the explanation purpose, we just say, I have knowledge attribute. The knowledge attribute is made up of 5 possible subdivisions, and each one has several divisions within. And all those things, when we talk, it's called Sadbudh, means pure synthetic, showing difference between virtuous and virtuous one. Now, in Asadbudh, means impure synthetic expressing unity of the distinct entity. There are 2 parts, Upcharit, Anupcharit. Upcharit means one which is far away from me. Me means soul. One which is far away from the soul substance. That's called Upcharit, means symbolic, figurative, metaphorical. For example, this is my pen. If I say this is my pen, means it's a Upcharit, Asadbudh, Vyavarne, or symbolic, from here, symbolic, impure synthetic, conventional point of view. Simple thing. This is my pen. The pen and me having separate space point, so it's a Upcharit. Okay, Upcharit. Now, why it's Asadbudh? Because I'm expressing unity of these 2 substances. I'm the soul substance, this is the matter substance, and I'm showing unity. This is mine, this is mine. This is Asadbudh. And that's why it's a Vyavarne. Upcharit, far away from my space point. Impure synthetic, showing expressing unity with the distinct entity, and that's why it's a conventional point of view. So pen, this is my pen, so it becomes symbolic, impure synthetic, conventional point of view, or Upcharit, Asadbudh, Vyavarne. This is my shirt. Shirt has a separate space point, and me as a soul has a separate space point, so they are away from each other. I can take my shirt out when I'm going to go to sleep, or when the shirt is dirty, I take it out and put it for washing. So they are separable, easily separable. This is my house. If I'm out of the house, or I sold the house tomorrow, then it's not mine. So they're separate space point, but I have my ownership right now. So house and me, this is house is separate from me. So it's a symbolic or figurative or metaphorical. Asadbudh, it's a pure, impure synthetic, because expressing unity of the distinct entity. House is separate, I'm separate, and that's why it's a conventional point of view. So house belongs to me means a symbolic, impure synthetic, conventional point of view. Now we come to Anupcharit. Anupcharit means having close relationship. If it's okay if I lose my pen today, if I lose my cell phone tomorrow, yes, I'm getting my my cell phone 7, so this will be gone. This will be useless for me. So it is separable in nature. So that's okay. And that's why it's Upcharit. But now Anupcharit means the one, literal means the one which has a close relationship. This is my body. Body and the soul, they both are occupying same space point. They have close relationship. Because there is a close relationship, that something happens to body, it happens to me. Body gets hurt, my soul gets pain. Body is healthy today, my soul feels happy about it. So, close relationship, so having same space point, in contrast to the pen having separate space point. So body has a close space point, same space point as my soul. That's why it's called literal. Literal means close, extreme close, same space point as soul. Literal. But there is two separate entity. Body is matter and I am the soul. They're two separate entity, and I'm saying they are together. My body. First thing, my body means literal, means body and soul having the same space point, so it's a literal. But body and soul are two separate entities, so it's a asadbhut or impure synthetic convention point of view. So body is, this is my body, literal, impure synthetic conventional point of view. Anupcharit, asadbhut, vyavahar nahi. So those are the asadbhut, means impure synthetic. Now we come to pure synthetic point of view. Pure synthetic point of view is showing what? Difference between virtue and virtuous one. Now in the sadbhut means pure synthetic, I'm into the soul itself. In this asadbhut thing, soul was here and other entity was here. Whether it's a pen or my body, they were separate entity. Here, I'm entering the soul and now I'm making divisions within the soul, even though there are no divisions in the soul. Soul is a unique and indivisible in nature. And now I enter the soul and I find it out, and I just say pure synthetic means I'm going to show the virtues and virtuous ones differences. Now, what are those things? I have knowledge attribute. I have faith attribute. I have conduct attribute. So I make difference between the soul substance and conduct attributes, knowledge attribute, faith attribute, and bliss attribute. All those things I'm making division in the indivisible thing. So it's a sadbhut. So it's a sadbhut vyavahar nahi. It's a pure synthetic convention point of view. But there are also two divisions: upcharit, anupcharit. Remember, what did you say? Upcharit, away, which can be removed. It is away from me. Away in the sense that not so close relationship. And anupcharit means extreme close relationship. So symbolic, what does it mean? I am an angry person. I am an angry person. Means anger is occurring within me, within the soul substance. Anger occurs transiently in the modifications, in the paryay, and that anger belongs to me because I am angry right now. I am egoistic right now. I am possessive right now. So all those things occurring within me, but can be removed. I'm angry and somebody comes and says, Kirit, there is no need to become angry. Come on, that guy is like that. His nature is like that. He makes everybody's life miserable. Why to look at it? Just cool down, cool. And somebody tries to cool me down and my anger subsides and goes away. So, anger occurring within me but can go away. That's why it's upcharit. Symbolic, pure synthetic, conventional point of view. Anger is within me but can be separated out. That's why it's symbolic, figurative, or metaphorical, pure synthetic, because it belongs to me in the soul, and it's a conventional point of view. So this is the thing that we have to say. Thing which can be with me but can be removed. Thing which is present in the soul substance but can be removed. So it's a upcharit, sadbhut, vyavarni. I am angry person. Anger is within me, but anger can be removed. So it's a upcharit. Pure synthetic means it's occurring so within soul. It doesn't occur in the pen over here, on the cell phone over here. It did occur within me. That means it's a sadbhut. And that's a sadbhut vyavarni. Sadbhut conventional point of view. So, I am angry. Upcharit, sadbhut vyavarni, or symbolic, pure synthetic conventional point of view. I have inclination of attachment within me. I have inclination of attachment within me. Means I have a rag within me. Rag is transient in nature, can be removed, So it has no close relationship with the soul. So it's a upcharit, symbolic. But it's the inclination of attachment means rag occurred within me. So there is difference between virtue and virtuous one. Virtue is a impure virtue over here we are taking, like rag. That attribute is that presentation is impure in nature, but it is present in the soul substance, virtuous soul substance. So it's a sadbhut. So I am having inclination of attachment means it's a symbolic, pure synthetic, conventional point of view. Okay, now we are coming to the last part. Anupcharit sadbhut vyavarni. Anupcharit, literal, real, means I have knowledge attribute. Knowledge attribute and soul are inseparable. They can never be separated out. Never ever, since time infinite in the past or time infinite in the future. They are extreme close relationship, inherent relationship, cannot be removed. Over here in Upcharit, sorry, what happened here? Oh, in the Upcharit, anger, deceit, ego, greed, rag, dvesh, ignorance, all those things were present in the soul but were able to discard, can able to be removed. So that's why they are upcharit or symbolic. Here, I am having a knowledge attribute. Knowledge attribute and soul are having inseparable relationship, inherent relationship, can never go away from each other. And that's why it's called anupcharit. They cannot be taken out, it's anupcharit. All the attribute with the soul substance, anupcharit. But I made difference between virtue and virtuous one. Knowledge attribute and the soul. I made the divisions, even though they are inseparable, but from the way I'm speaking, I'm making division. I, soul substance, has knowledge attribute. So I made one division between those two, even though they are inseparable. So that's why sadbhut. So I have knowledge attribute, means anupcharit, sadbhut, vyavarni, or literal, pure synthetic, conventional point of view. Now, I think what I want you to do is to unmute yourself, and I'm going to ask questions, and one at a time, you just tell me what it is, so that way we get pretty good understanding, you know. Okay, so I am angry person. What do we say that one? Anybody try it, please? Unmute yourself and tell me.
Upcharit.
Sadbhut, upcharit.
Sadbudh, Upcharit, Vyavhar nahi. Barabar?
Yeah.
Yes, good. Or
Uncle, Kirit uncle, if you have a pen there in your, can you just write the Hindi and English transliteration? Because half the time I can't remember.
oh, okay. Oh, you can just say, when I say Sadbudh means pure, you can just say pure synthetic.
But then when I hear somebody else's answer, I'm not sure which one they said.
I'll put that one. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. So I am angry person. So the answer was Upcharit, Sadbudh, Vyavhar nahi, or symbolic, pure synthetic, conventional point of view. Right? Okay. Now, this is my pen. What do we say that one? This is my pen.
Symbolic, impure, synthetic, conventional point of view.
Very good. Very nice. My eyes are very strong. My eyes are very strong.
Would be literal, impure, synthetic, conventional point of view.
Why? Because eyes and the soul, they occupy same space point.
Oh, so then it has to be pure synthetic.
No. Wait. The eye is a matter, right?
Yeah.
So matter and soul, I made them together. I means soul.
Yeah.
My eye is a matter. So I made them together, and so impure synthetic and Anupcharit means, literal means they are occupying same space point. So yes, you are right to start with literal, impure synthetic, empirical point of view.
I had it right the first time.
Yes. We'll take other example. Now, I have a eternal existence attribute.
Eternal.
Existence attribute.
That's literal, pure synthetic, conventional point of view.
Right. Good. That's right. Because eternal existence attribute is within me. It is inseparable, but I made the division. So that's why Sadbudh means pure synthetic. That can never get out. So it's literal. So literal, pure synthetic, conventional point of view. That's very good. Now, this shirt belongs to me. Shirt belongs to me.
Sadbudh, Upcharit, Vyavhar nahi.
Yes, very good. Sadbudh, Upcharit, Vyavhar nahi, symbolic, impure synthetic, conventional point of view. These are the things, if we understand this basic idea. Now, somebody's going to say, why do I have to know all these things? What's the importance? Yes, we are just doing the nitty-gritty thing right now. And later on, we are going to say why these things are important. Why symbolic, impure, synthetic, conventional point of view is important in my life. Why symbolic, pure, synthetic, conventional point of view is important in my life. Where does it belong? What is the importance? And when we understand that part, it will give up extreme pleasure to us, because this is the nitty-gritty thing to understand the Kunkun Swami's literature. Or any literature, any Jain literature to understand, because then we will have a discriminative mind. Then we'll just say that, yes, who is talking from what angle? See, for example, this is my pen. Is something wrong with that sentence? Because this is mine and it doesn't belong to you, right? So it's my pen. This phone is mine because it doesn't belong to you. This house is mine because I'm paying mortgage. So then we'll have to say, yes, the house belongs to me because I'm paying mortgage, but suppose tomorrow something happens, an earthquake occurs and house falls to pieces or house burns out. Then what? Then I can say, no, it was not mine at all to start with. I thought it was mine, but it was not mine. So those are the things that we are going to do the exercise later on after this class and everything. But these are the things, at least we have to have some understanding. and at least you have pretty good, pretty well understanding, because we are hammering this one for last 2-3 classes. So we have pretty good idea. Now we go to the next thing.
Kirit uncle?
Yes.
Oh, could we do one example of Sadbut, Anupcharit Sadbut Vyavhar nahi?
Yes. Anupcharit Sadbut Vyavhar nahi. Okay. Now, I have bliss attribute. I have bliss attribute. What does it mean? Bliss is within me. It's a Anand Gun. Bliss means Anand Gun that is occurring within me. It is inseparable from the soul substance because it is there forever and ever. Bliss is soul and soul is bliss, so they cannot be separated out. So it's a literal Anupcharit. Sadbut, pure synthetic, means we have made division. Even though there are infinite attributes are there, I made only bliss attribute and said, I have bliss within me. But bliss is one of the attributes. The infinite attributes are there. And so bliss and soul are inseparable, but over here I made a division. So
similarly, if I say I am knowing this,
that
I
also,
am
knowing
so
means,
that's also Anupcharit Sadbut Vyavhar nahi.
why? Because knowing is a mode. Yes,
Yeah.
you're right. Knowing is a mode. Knowing is a mode, and that knowing mode cannot be separated from the soul substance. Soul substance is a knowing, and knowing is a soul substance. When we just go through this kind of things, when we go through in detail, when there is a Alingrahana Vish Bol, there is a Pravachanasar 172 stanza. There are 20 subdivisions of certain things are given, and the 20th bowl that they say that mode is the soul. Mode is a soul, and that kind of thing will come. So knowing mode is the soul. I am knowing. I am doing activity of knowledge. I have faith on my eternal soul substance. I have faith. Yes.
You're saying knowing is a mode, but I thought knowing was an attribute, and now you're telling us something new about that.
Knowledge is an attribute, and knowing means action, right? Action occurs in the mode.
Okay. Sorry, my miss. Okay.
Yeah. So attribute is there, and that attribute has an action, knowing, conducting, faith attribute, having faith, and all those things are the mode. So either you take modes or you take the attribute, and they are part of the soul substance. So
but I thought a mode is not part of the soul substance, only the attribute is. I thought mode is just because of the instrumental cause of time.
No. Mode is a mode. Mode occurs in the soul. Right now, I am knowing that this is our cable. So where does that knowing occur? Within my soul substance, in my knowledge attribute. So the knowing is a mode. Dravya, gun, paryay. Substance, attribute, modes. Modification, transformation. And those are occurring in a substance only.
Okay.
So either we take a attribute or we take the mode occurring in the soul substance. Now, while we are on the same subject, I can say, I'm an angry natured person. I am an angry natured person. I become angry with minimal stimulation. Now, anger occurs where? Anger occurred where? Anger is the diluted mode of the conduct attribute. It's not the pure attribute of the conduct mode. It's a diluted attribute of the conduct mode. anger, deceit, ego, greed, krodh, man, maya, lobh. Those are the modes. They are the impure modes, deluded mode, vibhav paryay of conduct attribute. Now, because they are vibhav paryay, they are deluding mode, means they are transient in nature and they can be removed. Because they can be removed, I am an angry natured person, means that anger occurring within me can be taken out. So it's a upcharit, but it is present within me, means sadbut, conventional point of view, symbolic, pure synthetic, conventional point of view, because this is the anger occurring within me, which is transient in nature, can be removed ultimately. Same thing, anger, deceit, ego, greed. I am a greedy person. I'm an egoistic person. I'm deceitful person. All these things, they can be removed from me. That's why they are symbolic, pure synthetic, conventional point of view. Upcharit, sadbut, vyavaharnik. Right? Okay. Now, remember what we just said, we give the gross examples over here. And when we come to 11th stanza, there'll be finer examples will be there. Very, very subtle examples will be there. So I want to make sure that we understand this schema pretty good, because when we come to the 11th stanza, it is presumed that we know this part very, very well. So if there is any question right now, still ask for it and we go for it, you know.
Would you please give another example for Anupacharit, Asadbut Vyavaharnik?
Okay. Upcharit asadbut vyavaharnik, symbolic, impure, synthetic point of view. This pen belongs to me. This wire belongs to me. This book belongs to me. The book, this pen, the wire, the cable, they all are separate from me. Separate from me. Their space points are separate from my soul space point. So they are symbolic, upcharit. Now, because they are matter things, book, cable, pen, they are matter particles, and I'm the soul, and I put my ownership and I made them as a one entity. This is mine, this is mine, this is mine, this is mine, this belongs to me, like that. So that's why it's a impure synthetic, conventional point of view. So symbolic, impure synthetic, conventional point of view means separate entity, and I put my ownership on it. My car, my daughter, my family, my money, my temple, my house, all those things, they are separate from me, but I put my ownership on them. That's why it's called symbolic, impure synthetic, conventional point of view. In contrast, when we come to the literal impure synthetic point of view, means body is not mine. Body is separate, I'm separate. But body and the soul occupy same space point. They are very close to each other. Since birth till I die, body stays with me all the time. This shirt will not stay with me for no more than one day. This house may not stay with me no more than 1 or 2 or 5 or 10 or 15 years. This phone may not remain with me forever. This pen can get lost tomorrow morning. So they are separable. Body is in the same space point as soul. So that's called literal, impure synthetic, conventional point of view.
Yes.
Right? And on this side, Sadbut side, we are into the soul substance, and thing which is indivisible, I make divisions. So that's why I make division. That's why Sadbut or pure synthetic. Now here, symbolic, figurative, metaphorical means I'm having anger, deceit, ego, greed, ignorance, inclusion of attachment, inclusion of aversion, krodh, man, maya, lobh, rag, dvesh, ajnan, mithyatva. All those things are occurring within me, but they can be removed. So that's why they are upcharit, sadbut, vyavarnik, symbolic, pure synthetic, conventional point of view. And I have a soul has a attributes, soul has a mode, soul has a pure mode, soul has a pure infinite attributes within. And when I'm talking about those things, then they are going to be literal, pure synthetic convention point of view, means anupcharik, sadbut, vyavarnik. This has to, you have to recycle this slide again and again in your mind, and you just say, what about this? What about this? What? So you start doing that, and you'll be able to understand those things very well. You will have to do your own homework that will make you feel comfortable with this. Now we'll just, there are a few minutes are remaining. I need to complete one slide. So Vyavarnik means asadbut. Asadbut means pure, impure, synthetic, non-real. It shows unity with the different substances. Okay. So there are some definition we are taking. Sadbut means pure synthetic, means real, to express division in the undivided substance. So these two conventional point of view has two definitions. One is asadbut, means show unity with the different substances, or sadbut, express division in the undivided substance. So these are two. And now comes anupchar. Anupchar means literal, means non-factitious, corresponds to the inseparable accident of the scholastic logic. For example, I am the body. Body is identified with the self in this particular partial point of view. Here, one is a close embrace. Close embrace means body and soul are having same space point. So close embrace. So that's why anupchar. Upchar, symbolic, figurative, metaphorical. It shows cause and effect between two different substances, their attribute or their modes. For example, house belongs to me, or I know rag, etc. state. So they are called upchar. Rag, I know, but they can be taken out. So that's why it's upchar. Or house belongs to me. They are far away from my space point. So that's called upchar. So here quickly we'll just go through. So four partial point of view we learned: symbolic, impure, synthetic, conventional point of view, or upcharit, asadbut, vyavarnik. The last part, in which house belongs to me, because there is no close embrace. House has a separate space point. I have a separate space point, and I just put them as together. This is my house. This house belongs to me. So there's no close embrace, and plus they are separate space point. So they are symbolic, impure, synthetic, conventional point of view, or upcharit, asadbut, vyavarnik. Second one. Literal, pure, synthetic, conventional point of view means anupcharit, asadbut, vyavarnik. Means body belongs to me. Close embrace. Body and the soul are occupying same space point. So there is an extreme close embrace. Since birth till die, I remain with the body, and so there's a close embrace is there, and that's why it's called anupcharit. Asadbut, vyavarnik. Asadbut means separate. Body can be separated. Asadbut, vyavarnik. Now, symbolic, pure, synthetic, conventional point of view means upcharit, sadbut, vyavarnik. Rag belongs to me. Rag belongs means rag is present within me. It is indivisible pattern for that particular time, but I just say that's with me. I made division. So, but that can be taken away. So it's a upcharit because it can be taken away. Sadbut because it belongs to me. Vyavarnik. Literal pure synthetic conventional point of view means Anupcharit Sadbut Vyavarnai means knowledge mode belongs to the soul substance. Knowledge and the soul substance, they have close embrace. They cannot be separated out from each other. Knowledge mode is soul and soul is knowledge mode. Or knowledge attribute is soul and soul is knowledge attribute. So they cannot be separated out. There is extreme close embrace. They have inherent relationship. So that's a Anucharit Sadbut Vyavarne. So these are the 4 points that we have to understand. This is a quick, I'll take 1 more minute, okay, here. Absolute point of view, no, this is absolute point of view coming, no, also this is a separate point, but subject starting now, okay. So these are the things, this is the conventional point of view. There are 4 subdivisions that we just talked about. You just do your own analysis at home. If there's a question coming, maybe throw the email to me or call me or whatever, we can discuss that. And you know, I have to share these things and I'm falling behind. I will share this one out, and I know the previous classes also needs to be shared. So I'll try to do sharing of all this partial point of view slides and subject matter, both video. Okay. Any questions so far? It's a very microscopic subject. It needs total undivided attention. And once it goes into this mind, it never comes out. So we need to put our own effort to digest this one and to put the things in the proper fashion in the mind. And once it is in the mind, it will never come out. And thereafter, it becomes much easier to understand. So, you know, when we go to that 11th stanza, and it is absolutely delightful stanza, really, really great, as long as we have this base ready within us. So it will be a lot of fun, okay?
We need your material as our avalamban.
Yeah, no problem. I'll send it out, okay? All right.
Thank you, sir.
Any other questions, anybody?
It's superb.
All right. Shall we be closing then? Javani ke gyan se sujhe lokalo, sovani mastak namo sada deta hu do. 9 times Namaskar mantra. Jai Jinendra, thank you. Michami Dukadam. I may have made any mistake or may hurt somebody's feeling knowingly, unknowingly during this provision and destruction. Please forgive me. I sincerely beg for forgiveness. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Jai Jinendra Michami Dukam.
Bye, Michami Dukam. Jai Jinendra. Thanks.
Michami Dukam.
Jai Michami Dukam. Thanks.